A very good afternoon and welcome back to Khanty-Mansijsk for the 5th of 6 races in the women's programme at these Biathlon World Championships. The individual time trial may be the traditional and the blue ribbon event, but ask any of the athletes and it's the mass start that they want to win. Well, there you see it, the mass start due off in just a few minutes' time. The men's mass start goes off later on this afternoon, and the key factor is firstly that the top 30 in the world are allowed to start it, and secondly they start at exactly the same time. They all shoot in exactly the same conditions. There are no excuses.
Absolutely, and I totally agree. The athletes see this one where they're lined up together as the one to win.
Well, very difficult to pick out a favourite. Obviously, Magdalena Neuner, who is skiing quicker than anyone else, starts as one of the favourites. But the Finns are delighted with the fact that they've got themselves a gold in these championships. It came through Kaisa Mäkäräinen, who's been one of the stars of the season. And despite the fact that she, in the past, she suffered with confidence when it comes to the shooting, there seems to have been something that she's turned around this year. Let's see what she has to say.
To think more about the last weekend than yesterday, but yeah, of course it has been a great success. This summer I have been totally healthy and I haven't lost any training days, so I think that might be one of the reasons why I've been skiing so well in this winter.
Well, the right material is also vitally important, and Mäkäräinen has a very strong team around her.
We don't have such a big team, but I think that we have a good atmosphere in our team, and in this season we got the 3rd waxman, which is not much, but I think that it has helped a lot with the skis, and I have skied with the excellent skis the whole season, and of course the coaches and our physio and everybody, also the other athletes, they are important.
Well, Mäkäräinen's always been pretty swift across the snow as a former cross-country skier, but it is the shooting that's made the difference this year.
I'm not just a fast shooter, and I would like to get a little bit faster, but I think that it's more important to hit the target than spend your time on the penalty loop. But I have been working more with the shooting in this summer, but mostly alone. So I think that when I've been working alone, I have solved the problems by myself, and in that way I have got a little bit more self-confidence.
Now, Mäkäräinen's already proved she's not a one-hit wonder by taking 2 medals at these championships, and you get the feeling with her current form and attitude that there's room for more.
It's a little bit more like a pursuit race, that we are all together on the shooting range, and yeah, I wish a good weather, so so then I think that it will be a really exciting race once again.
Well, like Mäkäräinen said, the team around her is very important, and one person who knows exactly what's required is the head coach of the Finnish team, Joseph Oberalaka. He says at the beginning she had 2 victories in Östersund, and then of course her confidence built, and Kaisa's one of those athletes who needs a huge amount of confidence. She thinks about biathlon 18 hours a day. She's so focused, she's such a good professional. And because of this, the self-confidence is so important if she's to reach the level that she's at now. And she knows that her attitude is key to getting the perfect performance both on snow and in the range. Well, whatever happens in the remaining races, these championships will be deemed a success for Kaisa Mäkäräinen. However, as we've already said, her confidence is sky high, and you just get a feeling she's going to add to the bag of medals that she already has. And she, of course, one of the favourites to take the victory in the women's mass start, which goes off in just under 5 minutes' time. Helena Ekholm, Magdalena Neuner, and of course Andrea Henkel making up the majority of her rivals. Welcome back to a packed stadium in Khanty-Mansijsk. 16,000 have been through the gate and they're still flooding through, trying to get down into the stands and out on the tracks before the start of the women's mass start. 2 races today. The air temperature for the first time since December has gone above freezing level. It's 2 degrees. It is springtime in Siberia and it is the most fantastic occasion. Big smiles on all the athletes, everyone enjoying the fact that the temperature wasn't at -15 this morning as it has been for the last 2 weeks. Here are some of the big names. Daria Domracheva, not been a brilliant championships for her so far. The shooting has let her down. Tora Berger, well, her form lasted all the way from Ruhpolding to Fort Kent. Can she produce one more blistering race and get herself an individual medal here? Andrea Henkel, will never write her off, but it's been a disappointing championship so far. Maybe an individual medal is coming her way today. Well, Frank Luck is down on the tracks. Let's see what he thinks. Gurno saying Mäkäräinen, Neuner have to be names you consider. Frank Luck, what does he feel? Says, well, those are the favourites at the moment. And once again, Frank Luck says, watch out for Andrea Henkel. He backed her in the individual. She came 46th. I wouldn't put too much money on that. He also feels that there are 1 or 2 who may produce a surprise gold medal. Domracheva and Kuzmina. Well, they've both won races before. Certainly, watch out for them. Gernot saying we've seen Mäkäräinen missing targets, and does that have a great effect? Frank says, well, it's happened to every athlete. They know how to cope. He doesn't feel that the misses that Mäkäräinen made in the individual will have any effect on her today. So thanks, Gernot, and we're looking forward to the race as well. That's interesting, Mike, saying that Mäkäräinen's misses in the individual won't have an effect on her attitude today.
I think that's true. She did miss 7, though. You can say it's difficult to come back that at times, but it was largely due to the strong wind. Very little wind today.
But I did hear that the day before the individual, Mäkäräinen's shooting was appalling, and the Finnish coaches called an end to her training session, saying, look, you're just not in it. She's so relaxed after victory in the pursuit that maybe she's not as hungry as she was a week ago to take a World Championship gold. We'll see over the next half an hour. So welcome to Khanty-Mansijsk if you've just joined us for the start of the women's mass start. It's the 5th of 6 races on their programme, and away they go. 12.5 kilometres the distance, 4 shoots in all. This is the real test.
It's so much as the real test. They've all started together. In fact, those who are absolutely on form at this event, and those, or the rest of those who are ranked in the top of the world, and it's 1 to win, to hold the pressure, to hold the pace. And Neuner, I would expect, is going to set the early pace. She's in 2nd place right now.
The Olympic champion Magdalena Neuner, who is the only woman to have more than 3 wins. Well, we've got a lot of fallers at the back of the field. And any big names? Yes, Domracheva has gone down. Number 19 is Anna Bagali-Tetvets of Russia. That's a disaster for the local girl, Bagali. And she's now got a lot of catching up to do. But if you're going to take a fall, take it now, when the pace generally isn't so quick on the first loop.
So many times we see Domracheva making big errors on big days in her life, in her sporting career. There she is, 2nd last now, Domracheva.
I'll tell you what my theory for this, Mike, is that Domracheva is so perfectly balanced on the skis that she actually glides a little bit further than everyone else on each stride. And when you're packed like this, you've got no option but to ski into one of the guys alongside you.
So annoying, and that was Scardino, who performed so well in the individual race, just handed a spare pole. I think she created the skittles, the fall down. Well, but out on the track, and we saw it yesterday in the men's relay. At many points within this 2.5 kilometre track, there were poles snapped, athletes skiing into the tails of the skis of the athletes in front.
Yeah, the women's race here is a little more orderly. They've taken double file as such, and that certainly will help will help reduce the damage that's done on the first loop. Neuner out front. We got Tora Berger, we got Ekholm, and Andrea Henkel tucked into the top 5. Now, this event, Mike, this format, introduced in 1999 in Oslo, and in the women's it's been fairly even. Surprisingly, the Norwegians have had more victories than anyone else, but 2 of them came from Liv Greta Poiré.
Well, that's right, and of course the Germans with Neuner and Henkel. In fact, there was one, where was it? 07 down in Antholz, where Germany took gold, silver and bronze with Henkel, Glago and Wilhelm. I'm not sure that's going to be possible for Germany today.
3 former champions are racing, or I should say 2 former champions and the current world champion. Neuner and Henkel have both won this before. Olga Zaitsev of Russia, wearing bib number 15, she's in the middle of the pack at the moment, is the defending champion, and of course also took the silver medal in the Olympics. So this is a sort of format that really brings the best out of her.
And I do think also, Patrick, for whatever reason we heard she wasn't well, Zaitseva missing the 15-kilometre, what was that, 2 days ago? That's a big bonus. When you look at the programme here, she's more rested than the rest who are racing with her.
Well, there you see the top positions. Zidek of Sweden nicely placed in 5. Kuzmina, the Olympic sprint champion, in 6. Miriam Gosner up in the top 10 at the moment. Big day for Gosner, because if she wants to race in the women's relay, she has to put in a good performance. Catherine Hitzer, who hasn't had a run yet, is on the sidelines, but Hitzer doing a speed test yesterday. She is not 100%, but she's shooting well. So if Gosner can hit the targets today, she'll get a place in the relay team, and have to say, odds-on gold medal.
It's amazing. And Gusner, there she is, 16.